The R12 base from MOZA offers a unique proposition as the better than entry level. It's placed in that sweet spot at a still reasonable price point with the power to satisfy most sim drivers. Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. I had a chance to test MOZA R9 and I have that video titled "Is MOZA Killing Fanatec?" and that's listed up for you right now. It became obvious after testing the R9 why there's such a buzz in the sim community. With Camus and MOZA both applying pressure, it makes sense that Fanatec needed to shed their prices for CSLDD, and of course we're all hoping to see what they have in store for us with a refreshed lineup hopefully soon. I have and love my Fanatec gear, but these newcomers are pushing features at lower prices, which makes it easier to recommend their products over any other. If you plan to use a gaming console, you can click off of this or any videos on MOZA or Camus. Neither of those have direct support for consoles, and because of that, they also don't have to worry about the licensing agreements for PlayStation or Xbox. That keeps the price down for those who need triple screen support and who plan to play only on PC. It makes so much sense to not pay to license a feature that you won't need. Physically, the R12 looks like the R9 with a familiar super compact metal body and a timeless design. It's solid and heavy, but the R12 also adds ports at the rear for your extras such as pedals, brakes, and shifters. The R12 will let you combine everything into a single USB, cutting down on clutter if you decide to adopt MOZA for your entire ecosystem. I do have more MOZA wheels and pedals to test in the near future, so please stay tuned and watch out for more MOZA content right here. The main question you may have as a possible consumer is, does 3 extra newtons actually matter? On paper, you might say no. On paper, you might say, I only plan to use 6 anyways, so I won't notice. I would say that you may like to reconsider because that's not what I observed during testing. There's an obvious difference between torque sustained in a corner and that snapping torque that you need when you hit a cement curb or a rumble strip, when your car slams down from a jump in a rally stage. If you only had 9 and decided to use all of it, how much headroom would you have for all of the other stuff? Starting at 12 instead might give the base the extra power needed to provide more road texture and a better feeling. It may sound like I'm making more of this than it is, but I don't feel that I am. Side by side and back to back, the R9 and R12 will provide the same sustained force in a corner, but the 12 will provide the user more texture and a sharper experience, no matter where you have it set. I have no way of testing or proving this to you, but I'm gonna say that going from 9 to 12 feels more like going from 9 to 14 in its fidelity. I had Dale over to visit for a week, and that was around this time that we got the R12 delivered. We had been testing the R9 for a couple days in different games at various levels. He and I both observed this heightened fidelity transferred to our hands with the more powerful R12. F1 2023, the same car, the same track, and the same conditions, we were able to push a little bit harder because we had better feeling as to when the car would slip out, when we might be asking too much. The combination of the extra torque and the 6-DoF motion seemed to let me go past my original plateau. For weeks I was struggling to best my best, and it was the same for Dale, who made progress but then also plateaued. The R12 set on maximum was too much of a workout for a very long race, but for setting a hot lap or for qualifying, that resulted in originally tenths saved and then a full second and then 2. I believe my skill got better as I found a new better line, but I think I was actually able to do this because I could feel better. You normally get what you pay for, and I say the R12 does not make the R9 seem like a bad deal because it's still a great product at a great price. The R12 costs a little bit more and you will notice it. You can tell compared to the R9, the R12 behaves more like a DD1 than a CSLDD. And I suppose this is the point of the buzz, and it's justified. There's some great effort in the software and the rest of the ecosystem. The software is easy to use for the beginner to get you driving, but offers a completely granular level of advanced tuning. The software controls all aspects of everything in one place, and as a person who's used Fanatec for years, MOZA just seems to be a little bit easier to use. We need great evolution and competition in the simulation market. Just like when the DD1 was launched, it upset the order of things and pushed direct drive down to the masses. MOZA builds upon this with good price, a range of choice, real performance, and polish. The hype seems to be justified as they continue to release the products on their roadmap. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. I have more testing coming for Qubic, D-Box, MOZA, Camus, and Thrustmaster. Watch out for those. It's an exciting time to be a consumer with so much being offered. Drive safe.